Audible lets you enjoy all of your audio entertainment in one app. You'll always find the best of what you love or something new to discover. Hey, Ronnie, what have you been listening to on Audible lately?
Well, you know I love some wellness in my life.
Yes.
I read a lot of books that help me, and especially because it is a new year, okay? So I've been really working on my habits. So I've been working on Atomic Habits by James Clear. That's the title I'm really into right now. It's my New Year's title. And guess what? I'm already habitually, atomically better.
Great. Well, here's something to also make you better. New members can try Audible free for 30 days. Visit audible.com/crappins or text crappins to 500-500.
Wondery's new podcast, Dis and Tell, wades into the glorious mess of celebrity beef. Each episode explores a different iconic celebrity feud and asks, what does our obsession with these feuds say about us? Follow Dis and Tell wherever you get your podcasts. You can listen ad-free on the Amazon Music or Wondery app.
There's so much that happens. Watch what happens. Who cares what happens when there's so much that happens?
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Watch What Crappens, the podcast about everything we like to talk crap about on Bravo. I'm Ronnie. That's Ben over there. Hello, Ben.
Hi, Ronnie. How's it going?
Good. Happy Below Deck Med season finale day.
Oh my god. Just realizing that it's season finale day, it just brought my anxiety so much higher. It's like everything was going so great, and then all of a sudden, now my anxiety is at here. It's all high up here right now. I'm sorry, Ronnie.
I feel like I might have some boogers, but it's really anxiety coming at my nose. Welcome to the show, everybody. Go vote for the preliminary rounds of the Watch What Crappens Golden Crappies. They're up. The link right now, you can get it at watchwhatcrappens.com or our Instagram at Watch What Crappens. That show is live in LA at the Palace Theater on February 17th. It's going to be a good one. Tickets are available now. We hope you can join us. Find those ticket links at watchwhatcrappens.com. Also, this is a video today, as usual. Hi. If you want these videos the day they come out, join us over on Patreon at the Crappens On Demand level. You'll also get our bonus episodes, other fun stuff, pre-sale ticket codes, stuff like that. And thanks to everybody who joined us for that. Also, thanks to everybody who came out to Crappy Hour on Instagram Live. It's every other Monday at 5:30 Pacific time. And you guys hear the audio. It's on the feed. But if you want to be there live, come to Instagram, okay? And I think that's it. Do you have anything, Ben?
I have nothing but my heart to give to this show right now.
Well, let me tell you. I'm in an open relationship. Oh, my God. So, Natalya, this is basically, we're recapping this, even though we've kind of given up on part of this season, which we will admit to, okay? No regrets, by the way. But they really, really let us think that this is going to be a huge, explosive finale because they're going to bring Natalya back from an open relationship to fight it out with Kyle.
Yeah. It was at the very least a very messy finale. So there's definitely that. Like it was crazy. We didn't I don't think we recapped last week. I mean, all you need to know about last week is that the weather was bad, so the boat couldn't leave port, which has happened many times on various below decks. But these people were the biggest assholes about it. And it was really just one guy named Jeff and his wife Stephanie, and they're in a miserable marriage. And Jeff is just like the worst piece of shit. He's just like someone who's like, wow, look at this. So we're just stuck on a yacht. I'd rather go back to the United States now. It's like, you're on a yacht. You may be in port, but you're in a yacht in Italy. Like how? Like it's still great. I cannot stand people like this.
Well, she was terrible too. His wife was awful too. They were both just terrible. They're just both terrible. And at first you believe it's just him because she kind of hides it a little bit better. But by the end you're like, oh, you both suck. So were you offered this like free trip? What's happened? Which I think is what happened, which makes it even worse because
it's always
we find out that they're broke and they have no clothes. And so they shop at thrift store. We learn that later in the episode. So I have a feeling that the other surgeon at work was like, hey, Jeff, would you like to come on this trip with me? Because Jeff's a doctor too, right?
Yeah, they're both like neurosurgeons. But Jeff is like, I would never want to be Jeff's patient unless he's like the top. But like, because his bedside manner is like, well, the good news is we got the tumor out. The bad news is you're still probably going to die because we found another one. Anyway, I got to go see my wife. She's the worst. Bye. You're like, what? What sort of bedside manner is that?
What I've learned from television and movies is that brain surgeons don't have bedside manner. They're just rude and mean and horrible. And they're serial killers, but they really like classical music a lot, and they play that really loud. And then they're very mean to everybody, and they just go in, and they're just there for the artwork of the surgery, bro. They're not there for the fucking bedside manager. You know what I mean? Bedside manner.
Yeah. Well, this guy's the worst. So now we're at second day of this charter. And Jack has been Natalya has been texting everyone. She's like, don't tell anyone, but I'm going to come over to Genoa. I'm going to come on your last night. Don't tell anyone. Hush, hush. But she's like literally told like 7 out of 10 people on this boat.
Natalya, she have no chill. I mean, this girl has zero chill. She's had it while she was on the show. And then when she quit the show, I really think her plan was, I'm going to quit because I can't work with this toxic fucking person, Kyle. And Captain Sandy was supposed to go, okay, well, we're going to get rid of the toxic person. Who wants a toxic person who's sick half the time anyway? Get rid of him. But she didn't. She let Natalya go, which was an interesting choice. But that blew up in Natalya's face. And apparently Natalya has just been hovering around the boat, waiting to either get hired back or to be called to come do the season finale.
She's just sitting in cafes. And so now she's on the phone with Jack. And he's like, oh, so you're going to come to the last night? You're going to come to the last night? You come to crew night? I won't tell anyone. It'll be our little secret. Don't tell anyone else. I absolutely won't tell a single person on this boat. It'll just be my little secret with you. Hush, hush. Don't tell anyone.
Yeah. Listen, I'm going to say one thing that nobody from this audience has ever said. I want to see Kyle's face. Okay. And he's like, well, you did half the season. Why not? Come over, visit Harry Potter. She's like, okay, bye, ciao. So then the captain is asking for toilet paper, as you have to do on this one. And she's like, okay. And listen, since we've been stuck at dock, Toomey had the most to do. She had to do the Portofino excursion. Ding! Put it up on the screen there. Let's make it ding. Ding! She had to do a foam party. Ding! She had to do a red carpet diner. Ding! It's a lot to manage, but the guests need to feel taken care of. You know what people like when they're on a relaxing vacation? A bunch of servers staring in their face saying, how are we feeling now? How are we feeling now? How are we feeling now? It's like a bunch of hugs.
Yeah, these guests need to be taken care of, especially as long as they're stuck on the dock, much the way I was stuck on the toilet when I realized I had no more toilet paper. That was really awkward. Couldn't leave that bathroom for a while.
So then she is telling the guests to enjoy their trip, and then we get a piece of the guests. This couple is the worst. I'm not arguing. I'm just saying, it looks so nice here. What's wrong with you? Why can't we go out there? I mean, I'm not arguing about the weather, but look at the weather. I mean, the weather's nice. Why are we stuck on the dock? It's just crazy. Am I right? God, I'm going to smile while I say this, so it seems really positive, but...
Yeah, they are definitely, I'd like to speak with the manager people because they definitely want to speak to the manager of weather. They're like, are you sure there's just nothing we can do? Like all last episode was Jeff pulling aside Captain Sandy and saying, well, I mean, it's just that we flew out here from America and we're just stuck here. There's really nothing we can do. And she's like, yeah, I'm sorry. This is just the way the season finale of Wind is going. We just have to go with it, And so then a guy at the table tries to explain it.
It may not seem great, but it just got picked up by AMC Plus. This time it's branded Dark Wind.
Dark Wind. Yeah.
It's wind.
The walking
but
wind.
More mystery.
Yeah.
Also, I don't blame the guests for being pissed. Look, if I went up to this boat, I went all the way to Italy, I got up to this boat, and they were like, we can't leave the dock, I would be like, okay, I'll need a refund for that. It's like an act of God refund. Bye. I would go stay in some fucking hotel and party it up. I wouldn't stay on some docked boat.
Well, also maybe book a longer yacht trip than 2 days on with a discount. Don't get it's like you got a Groupon yacht trip basically, right? It's half off because it's on Bravo, and it's for 2 days. I feel like if you're gonna book a yacht a yacht trip, what you do 4 days, right? I don't know. That's why I assume.
I've never done it.
That's why I assume real rich people do.
Yeah. So she's like, listen, we can't. I know it looks like it's good out here, but it's because we're protected here. Like how Norma's protected by unions, and that's why I'll never be able to get her replaced with someone who can staff a boat. Okay? Okay, God bless us one and all. Bye.
Bloop. Hey, bitch, I hear you talking about me on that landlocked boat you got there. You want to talk about protection? How about that's something that your guests might need from your breath? Bloop.
Wow, glad you can breath shame. You know what? It may be the last episode, but let me tell you something that's endless. Your inability to staff a boat. Okay, wow.
Bloop. You want to talk about staff? What about all the staph infections you seem to give everyone on board your vessel? Bloop.
If I've ever had a staph infection, it's because you were here first, you dirty skank. Bloop.
You know what? I'm sure a lot of doctors diagnosed you with strep throat in your life, and then they said, no, it's herpes throat. Gotcha. Bloop.
It's funny that you need to bring up my throat right now, because every time I've needed anything this season, you've choked. Bloop.
Well, the funny thing about choking, that's like you trying to outrun a Somali pirate. Am I right? God, you really got taken over so many times. Bloop.
Listen, while we're bringing up Tom Hanks movies, I'm going to turn your head into a goddamn blow-up ball and start talking to it because it's worthless as anything attached to an actual human body. Bloop.
Bloop. It's funny that you say that. You really do remind me of Tom Hanks and Captain Phillips, except I guess your tagline would be, I am the idiot now. Bloop.
Bloop. Okay, this is the last one, but you're Tom Hanks in the Elvis movie. That's the sickest burn. That's the sickest burn. You can't even top that. Can't help falling and burn with you, Norma. Fucking loser.
Bloop. Bloop. If I could have remembered the song about the 60s music group, I would have brought that up. But I can't, so you're on. You got me. You got me. Bloop. Love you, bitch. Bloop.
Love you, bitch. Bloop. Okay, so Luca they're all talking about this foam party because now they have to have a foam party, okay? And they put Max in charge of making foam, which
him in charge of anything.
Wow. So Kyle with his shorts and his white socks. I don't know if we've mentioned it a lot, but is anybody doing any kind of quality control on the boat? Because Kyle looks ridiculous. He looks unshaven and dirty. His hair's not combed. Can we make an effort? You know?
It's just that the anxiety of like Natalya, she still haunts me and I can't even focus on having clean outfits because it's just like so hard for me right now.
Going through a hard time in my life being called out for things that I've done.
I would love to find I've been trying to find the right words to describe Kyle's style. It's so it's so
It's
blousy.
straight guy Costco. It's shorts, white knee sock or white ankle, not ankle socks, white calf socks, with tennies. And just uncombed and unshaved. It's a mess. He's a mess, okay? He's just a mess.
Yeah, I feel like, but his going out style, I feel like his going out style is like Aunt Fran. Like anyone who has an aunt named Fran, this is how she dresses up to go out. She's like, okay, well, I'm ready to go to the restaurant. You guys ready? I got my little earrings in, okay? Like that's
He's going
the
for
style.
Great Gatsby. He's going for like the Anything Goes musical poster. You know, there's like a girl in like those pants from the 30s, 20s or 30s, whatever. They're
Bloomers
pulled
or
up to her
something.
rib cage, you know?
Yeah, it's a unique look. So anyway, he's in bad socks right now. And they're going to go to Portofino and everything. And Jess, this is her moment to shine because she's going to get to do dinner set up all by herself, this red carpet dinner. So they all have their
nobody
tasks.
thinks I'm an alpha.
No, I hope no one thinks I'm a leader now. So now the guests are with Kyle and Toomey in bands. They're heading off to Portofino, and Kyle's like, this water is next level. It is such beautiful water. Almost the exact opposite of Natalya. And the anxiety, oh my God, the anxiety is all coming back to me looking at the water. It's making me think of Natalya right now. I just can't. I made so many strides this season. I can't.
And Luca's like, this season has been a learning curve. Like, and mostly it's because we've been having to deal with big personalities. Mostly Max. No one can really deal with Max. And then we cut to Max in a leather pirate hat, lifting up his shirt and being like, I have abs. You like my abs, huh? You like it?
Like Max drives me nuts. I'm sorry. I don't find him charming at all. I think he is a disaster at all times. So, meanwhile, Stephanie, who's Jeff's wife, she's trying to like get onto her phone, and she's like, I don't even have internet. I have nothing. Why did we even come to Italy? What a stupid country.
And he's like, oh, God, I'm just counting the moments till we can be home. She's like, look, I don't have any service, Jeff. Just waving the phone right in his face. And he's like, kill us both. Somebody, please, just kill us. So then in the laundry, Luca and Jess are making out. And she's like, yeah, like, I've just been single for the longest time. It's, like, really going to take the right guy, you know? And, like, if Luca and I were to have that conversation, I would consider it. We know Jess, okay? Yes, you're being very, very strong, Jess. You're very strong, okay?
Yeah, Jess, this is, yeah. I mean, they really do seem like a forever couple to me. So now the guests they're sitting there having lunch and everything, and Toomey's like trying to call Jess to check in, and she's saying how she feels like the conductor of an orchestra because there's all this stuff going on. And she tells Lily and Max to head to the pool club to start their foam party, and she's just sort of in charge of all this stuff.
And of course, Max and Lily together. Like, are we just going to make any effort on this? Why would you do that to yourselves? And she's like, I mean, they can put together the foam. It's not like it's rocket science. It's Max and Lily. Yes, it is. I wouldn't know how to use a foam machine. That sounds hard.
Yeah, I actually kind of think that Lily should have gone with the guest to Portofino, and Toomey should have gone to set up the foam party, because that's like actually requires some degree of skill. Like, you just can't have Max and Lily do it. That's just way out of their league.
So then Stephanie's like, guys, I mean, like, honestly, I've been telling Jeff, like, why don't we just leave Ohio? I mean, our kids are gone. Like, why not explore something else? Oh, no, that was the other surgeon's wife, right? I'm sorry.
Yeah, someone said something like that. And the primary's like, well, you got me. And then Jeff starts talking about Stephanie. He goes, well, Stephanie, she doesn't choose happiness. It's misery all the time. Just counting the hours until we get back.
So then back in the vans, Lily and Max are just like, look at us, we're wacky. And they're like giggling and like playing with straws. They're like, we are so fun and wacky. It's like crazy.
This reminds me of a game I play with my family. So then now they're in the vans again with the guests. I think they're going back to the yacht to change to then go to the pool party. So Stephanie and Jeff are in the back seat, and Stephanie's like, hey, Jeff, did you respond to this email at all? He goes, I don't know. I'll give you my phone. She goes, I'm just asking you. Well, you can go through it because you said I lie, and you're the one saying my kids will never get married.
And she goes, yeah, Jeff, I don't think they will, Jeff. I just don't think they will. Jeff, I don't really think they're going to get married.
You're the
Jeff.
one making all the comments.
Yeah, well, I just don't. They're not, Jeff. They're not going to, Jeff.
God, I just want to go back to the
to.
United States where things are normal. God.
Yeah, I don't think your kids are going to get married, Jeff.
I don't think you're going to get married ever again after I divorce you. How about that?
Unfortunately, I am married, Jeff. Like, I'm married to someone who won't even look at my phone and see that there's no signal on it, Jeff.
You know what I'm married to? Misery. Misery trying to check a cell phone.
Oh my God, Misery. There's a movie with a woman with some ambition. God, I just wish I had the upper body strength to wield a hatchet. I would probably do it, Jeff.
Misery is the feel-good movie of the year. What I would love to feel something again by having a sledgehammer against my ankles.
Wow, Misery. The last time we went on a date somewhere that I felt something.
Yeah. Misery, also known as the state that I would like to move to if you'd ever want to have an ambition in your life. Missouri.
So then Toomey's like, oh my God, the couple arguing in the back. I mean, it just makes me not want to get married ever. Just like, oh, I think we should just go back tomorrow.
She's like, no. So, Toomey's like, they're like a marriage contraceptive pill.
It's time for a commercial. It's time for a Crappies commercial.
A new year is a great time to grow your business, but if you're stuck in the trenches of daily tasks like managing order fulfillment, you're not able to focus on what really matters, increasing sales.
ShipStation can help increase your profitability by automating your workflow and keeping costs down with industry-leading discounts.
No matter where you sell or how you ship, your business can grow with ShipStation.
The order details page easily automates shipping tasks and manage orders in one simple dashboard.
Yeah, the order details page lets you quickly and easily update crucial order information and reduce errors.
It's effortless integration everywhere you sell online, including Amazon, Etsy, eBay, Shopify, and more.
ShipStation has enterprise solutions that reduce warehouse costs and improve profitability.
ShipStation's robust automations and reporting make scaling easy. And as your business grows, you can save thousands on shipping costs.
Over 130,000 companies have grown their e-commerce businesses with ShipStation, and 98% of companies that stick with ShipStation for a year become customers for life.
Make this year your most profitable one yet with ShipStation. Use promo code Crappies today at ShipStation.com to sign up for your free 30-day trial.
That's ShipStation.com, promo code Crappies.
Being an actual royal is never about finding your happy ending. But the worst part is, if they step out of line or fall in love with the wrong person,
it changes the course of history.
I'm Arisha Skidmore-Williams.
And I'm Brooke Ziffrin.
We've been telling the stories of the rich and famous on the hit Wondery show Even the Rich, and talking about the latest celebrity news on Rich and Daily. We're going all over the world on our new show, Even the Royals.
We'll be diving headfirst into the lives of the world's kings, queens, and all the wannabes in their orbit throughout history. Think Succession meets The Crown meets real life.
We're going to pull back the gilded curtain and show how royal status might be bright and shiny, but it comes at the expense of, well, everything else. Like your freedom, your privacy, and sometimes even your head. Follow Even the Royals on the Wondery app or wherever you get your podcasts. You can listen to Even the Royals early and ad-free right now by joining Wondery Plus.
So they get back to the yacht to change, and then Jeff and Stephanie are still just bitching at each other. He's like, "You're such a fucking downer year round."
No, you're a downer, Jeff. God, stupid.
You're a
so
downer.
then they set up the party, and someone was like, "Oh my God, I love the van rides." I'm like, yeah, isn't it fun? Oh, we're showing you a good time, huh, guys? So they come to this pool party. There's no foam. Okay, Max and Lily are idiots. Specifically Max, okay? And then the other couples are like, oh my God, how does that one couple stay married? They're insufferable. They're insufferable.
You know, all the other guests cannot stand Jeff and Stephanie. Like, they are ruining it for everyone. So, yeah, at this pool club, so it's really bad that they don't have the foam going because it's supposed to be a foam party, but also, like, the foam would be a really important distraction from the fact that they look like they're at just some sort of public pool. Like it's
They're
sort of
at
like
a public pool. They're at the public pool. It's windy as hell outside because the weather sucks, okay? Which they already knew. So they're having a foam party in this big public pool where there's no people. And it's windy and cold. And then Toomey's in a rainbow tutu for no reason to just make this all even more fun. You know,
it's just like such a janky, depressing place to have a pool party. At that point, you might as well just be in the hot tub on the yacht because it just is sad. And so they're all looking, they all arrive and they look, and the little foam machine is just like this flapping, this weird flapping thing that's like, it's like a tongue that's just flapping at them. And it's just like a really, really sad party setup.
Yeah. So they're like, where's the foam, Max? And he's like, I am reading instructions. It does not say where foam. I do not understand. So then the pink floaty doesn't even have a full tail. I mean, they couldn't even blow the things up right, you know? It's just a very sad moment. So then Kyle comes and he's like, oh my God, look, it's the best foam party ever.
Yeah. So they're trying to fix it. Kyle gets to work trying to fix this foam machine and everything. And then we go back to the boat and Jess is setting up her red carpet party. And she's just talking about hanging out with Luke after the charter. And she goes, there's a problem. I think I like Luca way more than I should. I'm like, Jess, I think your time on this show has expired. I really literally don't care about you and Luca anymore. I don't care if you hook up with him or not. It's not going to last. He doesn't care about you. You're not interesting. Let's move on.
So then we go to the foamless foam party, and Kyle's like, you know that you have one pump for this entire pool, right? Like, how is this supposed to work? I mean, Max and Lily spent hours organizing this foam party where there's no foam and there's no party. I need 5 minutes to gather my thoughts, and then I need to figure out how to create some foam. Hold on. Oh! It's all hurt my feelings.
I have such a migraine from this foam. So Toomey's like, Lily, can you do a game? So I was really hoping they'd play the no game again. Are you Meryl Streep? No. Are you Glenn Close? No.
Are you George Washington? Are you George Washington? Are
No.
you George Washington?
No.
So Lily also is supposed to be the game master, but she's like, okay, I've got a game. Race.
Kind of getting the bottom of the barrel with the games over here, racing in the pool. He's like, not even sharks and minnows.
So then we go to Jess and Chef, and she's finding out what plates they need. And he's like, it's surf and turf, isn't it? For kings. I'm basically a master. A master at surf and turf. Bow down to me.
Yeah, he's really excited about this. And then finally, Kyle gets the foam machine to work. This is one of Kyle's redemptive moments in the season. He gets the foam machine to work, and he's like, there are actually only 5 instructions, and they're clearly indicated. And steps 1 and 2 are put the hose in the soapy water. How do you spend an hour with five instructions and you don't even read the first 1 through 3? How do you even do that?
He only got to the part at the end where it says enjoy. That's all he did.
Kyle has a point here, okay?
Oh, yeah. He really does. So I was also happy for Kyle because he's ending it on somewhat of a good note. You know, it's like,
Yeah.
oh my gosh, Kyle's being enjoyable. What's happening?
He fixed the foam. But then by the way, it turned out a lot of foam, but it still was kind of sad because it was only foam in one corner of the pool. So it was just like a public pool with some foam in the corner, which I guess is better than no foam in the corner. But I would say this entire pool experience was a fail.
Well, also, what public pool? Like, how much did they have to pay the public pool? You're putting soap into a public pool? How does this work? I don't understand foam parties. To me, it's gross.
It was so bizarre to me, the whole thing.
Yeah, I don't really get it. But, okay, whatever. Maybe there's just not very strong laws there, or maybe the soap is like a chlorine thing that mixes with the water to make it healthy. I mean, I don't fucking know, but it looked dangerous and not great. So then the captain comes to the table. Let's not forget that captain's beeline stories are always about table decorations. And she's like, whoa, the table is so pretty. You put bow ties on plates. My gosh. You really made each one of those plates into a little individual Ellen DeGeneres. Good for you. These plates are pioneers.
So now everyone comes back to the boat after their foam party, and Toomey checks in on the table setting, and Sandy's like, just rocked it. Isn't this amazing? Doesn't this feel like the Critics' Choice Awards? And Kyle goes, table of the season. And you look at the table, it's like, it was just like a tablecloth with some glittery stuff on it and the bow ties on the, it was not a great table in my mind.
Yeah, Captain has a much different standard when it's people she doesn't like in charge. She's like, wait a minute. Why isn't this parade going around the block? I mean, why isn't this going around the block like a parade? Okay, what kind of table setting just sits there? No animals? You're not going to have any live animals on there? That's great. At least a turtle. Wow.
So Jess is like, it feels so good to have everyone acknowledge my table decor. I do believe my confidence has grown exponentially. And the producer's like, so you think you're more of a leader now than a follower? Do you want to nice arc on your storyline this season? She's like, no, no.
I'm not really an alpha. So then let's see here. What else is happening?
Well,
so
everybody's
now
dressed.
at dinner. Oh, I hear some electric feedback. I left some speakers on. Let me turn them off.
Well, while you do
Very
that,
professional.
I'm going to explain the important stuff that happens here. So everyone gets dressed up for this Hollywood party, and Jack is plating. He serves up his surf and turf bonanza, and everyone's eating it. Everyone's loving it except for Jeff, of course. And then downstairs, Jess and Luca are like making out some more. And then someone asks Jeff where his suit is from because they're dressed up like Hollywood glam, but he's like a little bit more like retro glam or just retro. So he seems
like
kind of like
polyester, which is
yeah,
super weird.
And he seems kind of like flummoxed by it. He goes, this is from a vintage store. Like he seems like reticent to say where it's from.
And then Stephanie goes, yeah, we have no clothes. We live in an apartment. And he goes, stop. Come on, Steph. Stop. No, you stop. That's true. Like some
He
little
has no
dump and have
suits.
anything.
He goes to a rummage sale. I mean, look, it's one thing to go to a rummage sale. It's one other thing to be married to rummage. Am I right, everyone?
So they're like awkward. So then the chef comes out and they applaud the chef. And then it's time for bed, basically. So everybody starts going to bed, and Natalya's texting Luke, I just landed. You excited to see me? I'm in an open relationship.
Don't tell anyone that I'm going to come tomorrow. So Luca's like, I'm definitely excited. I'm stoked to see Nat again. Like, I don't know what's going on with her and her boyfriend, but I don't have expectations. I didn't invite her, so I'm just going to act like I have nothing to do with this. I have no idea she's coming.
Luca's so gross. I mean, congratulations on being one of the cuter of the fuckboys on this channel with some kind of a charm, but he's a gross. Like, he's just skanky at this point. Ugh. What a gross person. So he's like, yeah, well, I didn't invite her, so I'm just going to pretend I had no idea she was coming.
And then he texts her. He says, are you coming to the crew night? And she goes, do you want me to? It'll be all a little secret. I won't tell a single person. And he's like, yeah, that'll be wild.
And so now it's morning, and Laura calls, and she's like, I'm feeling much better. I'm ready to come back on board. And she's like, great, we're going to see you when the guests depart. Ciao, ciao. Okay. God, I wish you had been here last night. One of the plates tried to do a comedic monologue before the dinner. It was hilarious.
All crew. Laura will be joining us after guest departure, so if anyone else wants to come down with the flu, now's your chance. Rotating door, am I right, everyone? Okay, great. So, meanwhile, Katie Flood texts Luca, and she's like, FaceTime me. And he goes, okay, I'll call you. Let me get my earbuds. She goes, not now, you muppet. I'm in the middle of service. And then she sends a photo of her with a dog, and it just says, just 2 bees. Oh, I'm Katie Flood. You got flooded.
So, wow, what a build-up for nothing. All this Katie Flood. What is all this Katie Flood build-up? And then there's no Katie Flood? What the hell? Why would you be torturing us with Katie Flood build-up when there's no Katie Flood? Why? Is she on the other below deck? Is that what's going on?
Maybe. I don't understand this, like, super Katie Flood agenda that Bravo has this year.
It's so bizarre. It really is weird. Yeah, it really is weird.
So now everyone is gathering and everything, and then Luca's texting with Katie Flood. Sorry, Kyle walks behind him and of course looks on the phone. He's like, oh, I see who he's texting, and it isn't Jess, it's Katie. I know who Katie Flood is through Courtney, also because she's the biggest thing on Bravo since Scandival. So I worked with Courtney on Motor Yacht Home, and she worked with Katie, and Luca looks immensely entertained by what's being texted. Not a giddy haha, but a giddy ooh la la.
So what does Katie Flood say? And Luca's like, oh God. And goes, oh, you sneaky bitch. You're a sneaky bitch. So they got to go pack because finally it's time to get their asses off the boat. And so Kyle immediately goes to Toomey and starts tattletaling. He's like, I was in the galley and that's where Luca was, and he was texting someone, and I looked at it and it's Katie Flood, hearts emoji. Can you believe it, girl?
Toomey's like, shut the fuck up. Are we still trying to make her a thing? He's like, yes. And I wouldn't lie to you, not ever. And so Toomey's like, there it is. Strikes the Scorpio, exactly as I thought. Yes, sis. So Kyle goes, I'm going to keep this to myself. But I'm going to keep this to myself, but if there's one person who I need to tell right now, it's you and everyone else on this boat. Am I right?
So he tells us, I wanted to tell Jess, but the other part of me said, I've done all I can do. But will I ever stop gossiping? Probably not. It's who I am at my core.
So now it's time for these guests to finally leave, and so Max is like very proud of himself. He's like, me and Lily, we are a great team of Avenger. Me and Lily, it's like my bromance. It's not my romance. Like we have like naked friendship chemistry. Ooh la la, French. So they line up. And Victor, who's the primary, gives a nice little speech being like, the weather was out of your control and we brought 2 miserable people. So sorry about that. But, you did the best that you could, which was not very much. So thanks for putting some Dawn kitchen detergent in that machine and blowing some bubbles on our public pool last night. That was sort of interesting.
I hope that my nice exit speech will be a good substitute for any fucking tip money. Okay. Bye.
Seriously.
Jeff's poor. Let's not forget that Jeff's poor. Okay.
Yeah. So then they leave, and Sandy's like, all right, final countdown, out of your whites, into your reds, and let's meet up for our tip meeting. Okay, guys?
So now Natalya is still texting everybody endlessly. Like, calm down over there, lady. My God. She's just like, she's tried on 10 outfits already to make her big return.
Yes.
And Luca's like, make sure you look sexy. She goes, I always look sexy. I have an open relationship.
So Laura comes back on board, and she's like, oh, I really miss my Mosti Musique family. Like, really happy to be reunited with the crazy bunch. Ready for a last crew night out, and we're going to fucking tear this city up.
And Kyle wails when he sees her. He's like, oh. And then Jess goes down to check laundry, but Kyle and What's-Her-Buns, Laura, are sitting there talking shit down there. So he's like, oh my God, girl, you missed it. Luca's always texting Katie. And she's like, but Jess knows that they're best friends. So they know that they're friends. So how was the text looking? Was it like flirty text? And he's like, yes, I don't want to tell Jess, but I feel guilty not telling my girl.
And so Jess is meanwhile like around the corner and listening in. By the way, I fully believe that Kyle saw Jess coming down, because it was so performative, being like, oh, I feel guilty not telling my girl Jess, my girlfriend, bestie for life. I'm like, you barely even talked to Jess this season, and when you did talk to her, you scolded her. So don't start acting like she's your girl. I fully believe he saw her and was doing this whole performative thing like, I'm just your best friend, Jess. I'm not gossiping. I'm doing this for your own sake.
And she's like, is there something you want to tell me? And Laura's like, what were you standing outside the door for? She goes, because I was coming to do my job, and then I heard my name.
And Laura's like, did you hear all of it? And Jess says, the majority. But listen, I'll leave if you want, because I like taking orders. And Kyle goes, listen, he was talking to Katie Flood, sensation of all pop culture. And all I saw was her name, and he was smiling at his phone and laughing. And so I was like, oh, this is cute. And I thought it was you that he was texting, but it was Katie Flood.
Dun, dun, dun. She goes, well, don't worry. It's not ruining my night or anything. It's just like, why would he want me to stay in his hotel room? And go to Cannes with him, like if he's got something with Katie, because Katie Flood is busy. Okay, you have private parts that are not booked for the next week. Okay,
there was an opening on your Airbnb schedule.
Yeah. So she's like, if you want to play games, I'll play fucking games back, you fucking whore. I was like, oh, okay.
Oh, great.
Can't wait to see these games.
This always works
out
out well.
Why do I have
a
feeling that the game is going to be humiliating yourself on national TV over some fuckboy who's wearing a Harry Styles tattoo on his chest and Harry Style pearls? Like, come on.
Lily's like, oh, I'm so excited. Oh, here, I'll start. Are you Penelope Ann Miller? I almost said Penelope Ann Warren. I always do that.
Wow, there would be a mix. 2 actor smash. So this final countdown. So, okay, guys, this is our final time together. And we got through with almost everyone that we started with, which is great. What are you talking about? This was like written by Agatha Christie. They've been dropping like fucking flies.
I know, and in a terrible, terrible way. I mean, like a bosun who had like lied his way into the position, like a catastrophic fight, illness. This has been terrible. terrible. So, hey, Toomey, honestly, even in your exhaustion, you still brought the smile. You maintain your composure. That's leadership. You're a rock star. To me, get it? To me. Do you see what I'm doing there? To me.
Wow, you're a real rock star there. So, Jack, joy, Jack. Your enthusiasm, it's a rarity for a chef, 57 kinds of rarity, like the gays wanted. Get it? I'm really on a roll today. It's also something chefs make occasionally.
Luca, I'm telling you right now, you belong on the bridge, not the engine room. Nice work. Hashtag leader. Hashtag joy. Hashtag to me. Get it? Because it's wordplay. I just want to make sure everyone got it from my first thing I did there before.
I'd rather you not be in the engine room. You're just as good at greasing up everybody's engines up here. God, I'm killing it today. Killing it. Okay, guys, we've got about $5 for a tip. Okay,
$5. One final question for everyone, specifically to Luca. Are you Tom Berenger? Sorry, I was trying to play Lily's game.
Turns out everybody was George Washington. I just looked at the little answers. Crazy, isn't it? So then,
what a world.
The tip really was shitty. It was like 15 grand, right?
Yeah, it was low. Considering that there was
really
a tip earlier this season that was $30,000, this was a shitty tip. I mean, I said before, like, you should be appreciative. Like, you're still on a yacht. It's still lovely, which I still stand by. I back myself on that. But that being said, the stuff that could have been controlled, that could have been made better, was not amazing. I mean, that pool party was bad. That was bad.
Yeah, it was bad. Okay, so next, guess what Luca's doing? Texting Natalya. I mean, Jesus, Natalya, get a life. Like, seriously, all she's doing is there sitting on her phone all day. Can you wait to see me? I'm going to come. I'm in an open relationship. I can do whatever I want. You better watch out.
Tell your girlfriend her services won't be needed anymore. X. There's a little kiss. So, meanwhile, everyone, like, they're all dressed up, ready to go out. So they all gather in the crew mess. And Luca's like, so, Jace, maybe we can get some smokes when we get to France. And she's like, oh, yeah, by the way, I'm not going to Cannes with you. Consider this game started. He's like, okay.
Tonight is my revenge night on Luca. The games have begun. I'm like, you're cuddling with him right now. What are you talking about? What do you think you're winning? He's got his arm around her. She's like, I sure showed him. Look how upset he is.
You're playing chess with yourself. It's not even chess. It's Candyland. So Sandy, like, comes sliding into the crew mess. She's got, like, a silver jacket
That's from
on.
Southern Hospitality. Is that where that's from? Grace Lily's like, what? I can't be in this relationship anymore. He wants to play chess. I just want to play Candyland.
If that is where that's from, I'm sad for myself that like soaked into my brain and I regurgitated it like it was my own
just happened
hilarious joke.
this last episode. So
I haven't seen. Oh wait, no, I haven't seen this episode yet. So
it's so good.
I have now predicted a Grace Lily quote. I feel really proud of myself now.
That's bizarre.
That's
Wow.
really weird. No, I haven't watched it
I
yet.
wonder
I'm
if it
going to
was in
watch
a
it.
preview or something, because that's too.
It must have gotten into my brain somehow.
Yeah, that's crazy. So,
Or I'm just Grace Lily.
Commercials. Here comes one right now.
So the captain shows up to go to dinner with them, and she's like, "Hey guys, wearing my best Amazon silver bowling jacket. Can't wait."
And they're all like, whoa, Sandy. She's like, wow, I never had a welcome like that. Maybe that's because, you don't get a warm welcome when you have a chief stew who's a drug addict from Train Spotting. Am I right, Hannah Banana? Sorry, didn't mean to bring that up again.
Only time I hear woos that loud or when I'm walking away from Norma. Crazy. So Jess, who's really going to show everybody what Luca's missing, is chugging tequila straight from the bottle already.
Wow.
So we know Jess is not. It's not going to be okay for Jess.
I think it's so funny. Why is this such a thing that happens when people say, I'm going to show him, and then they chug from a Patron bottle as if that's ever going to give you the upper hand in the situation. You know what? If you want to play games, I can play games. I'm going to get wasted and make bad decisions. Ha! I've won.
I'm going to get as sloppy and disgusting as possible. So
I'm going to embarrass myself on national TV. Checkmate.
Yeah, gotcha. So then they go have dinner, and what is it? Laura's, being nice to Sandy or whatever, and she's like, why are you always smiling? I want to see you angry or something, Captain. And she's like, well, you know what? If I say the F word, I'm good. That's usually it. That's all. What did she say?
She actually said, Sandy actually goes, well, if I say the fuck word, I'm pissed. I'm like, if you say the phrase fuck word is a little redundant. I'm really pissed when I don't even say the F word. I say the fuck word. I really let it all out.
So Laura is like, wow, she's such a great mentor. So then Luca and Jess, he's like, what are you drinking? And she goes, nothing you're drinking. Let the games begin.
It's king me. So then Natalya, guess what? Natalya's texting Laura now. She's like, can't wait to see you. Keep it secret. Hush, hush. Don't tell a single person. And then she texts Luca, I need to cuddle with you. Yeah. I'm like, you know what you need? You need fewer minutes on your data plan. So then Jess looks at Luca's phone, but he won't show it to her because obviously Natalya is talking about cuddling. And she's like, can you stop talking to your other girlfriends right now? You just got gamed by the game player, huh?
You just got gamed, gamer. This guy is such a piece of shit. Okay, look, I get it. You're not in a relationship with Jess, blah, 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 but you're purposely setting her up to feel like shit when Natalya shows up. And you know that Natalya is going to start making out with you immediately because she's telling you. Tell your other girlfriend, nah. He's purposely, this guy's a piece of shit. He acts like he's even more dangerous than someone like a Gary because, well, not literally because Gary, I guess, had that whole sexual harassment thing or sexual
you don't
assault
see it
thing.
coming
So
with Luca.
he was the worst one. I shouldn't have brought Gary up. You know what I mean. Like Luca seems charming and actually nice at the end of the day, but he's not. He's a piece of shit.
He's more insidious because with someone like a Gary or some of the other pervs that we've had on this show, you like to think that you could see that coming, but Luca's just smiles. He doesn't say much. So everyone just sort of projects their own personality onto him because he doesn't have one himself. But the truth is, yeah, it is shitty. It really is shitty. I know you're not in a relationship. It's not serious, but you can also be respectful to the person that you are banging,
Yeah, and you can tell that she obviously feels something. She's getting fall down drunk and making little comments. You're going out of your way to make somebody who's already feeling like shit feel even worse and look even dumber on TV.
Yeah.
Fuck off.
Hey everyone. So I'm going to run home now. So if you see what looks like a silver bullet going through the streets of Genoa, it's just me on my jacket. And I'm going to wake you guys up at 9 a.m. Just kidding. You got sandied. Okay. Have a great night, guys. It's been a pleasure.
All right. You guys better be up or I'm going to call you the bitch word. Okay? Thanks. See you tomorrow.
Haley goes, well, good. Now I can take my tits out. So then Luca then turns to Jess and goes, hey, so what's up, bro? She goes, fuck off, Luca. You're a hoe. We're officially friends.
Yeah, everybody. Luca's just a homie, and that's it, okay, everybody? Whoa, boom. Just rolled the final pair, and that's a Yahtzee.
She's trying to start some drama, but I'm not taking the bait at all. I don't know if she's hurt, but we're not in a relationship, and so it's ridiculous. So then Laura's like, oh, you know what? She's going to play the same game as you that you've been playing with her. And Luca's like, oh my God. And she's like, yeah, and that's why this is happening now, stupid. So.
And Natalie's so thirsty. She's like, text. Bling. Are you going to pick me up and hug me when you see me? You're going to pick me up, right? Do the bachelor style. I'll put my legs around your waist. You can just pick me up. It's going to be amazing.
So then Lucas sees this, and then he tells Laura, yeah, I got backups. So he says, I don't know what I'm going to do with Natalya. She's going to show up soon. Too many things to do with, I'm more busy on a night out than at work. Ha 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 ha. I don't think this is a charming thing for you right now.
He's gross. So Luca and Max are now talking, and so Max says, so Natalya's here already, and Kyle hears it, and he's like, what? Let me see that. And he's like, oh, you want to know everything. Why is that? And he goes, oh, wait, she's going to be at the club. And Max is like, yes, did you speak to her earlier? No, you have not spoken to her zero since all of this happened with you. And he's like, oh, she blocked me. What's my choice?
Max is like, what about email? He goes, everything. She's blocked me on every single kind of platform. She's even blocked my eyes. Like, literally, when she walks by, it's just a pixelation. I've never seen someone do that in real life, but that's what she's done to me. The anxiety is so high right now.
And he's like, oh, I'm sitting around crew members that knew about this information about Natalya coming to the club later, and not one of them chose to divulge it to me. I feel very, very betrayed in this moment. Can we have the check? Oh! I'm so betrayed.
I have to lie down in the streets of Genoa because I'm so betrayed with anxiety and migraines and Natalya causing things. So Laura comes up to him and they're speaking Afrikaans, and she shows him the text messages, and Kyle's like, yeah, Max showed me the messages, and Laura's like, what messages? And he's like, on WhatsApp. Did you know all this time you didn't want to tell me? And she's like, well, I was told not to tell everyone. He's like, I just want you to know, you were like my sister. She's like, oh, come on, Kyle. So he storms off because this is so triggering for him.
It is kind of uncool that they're all keeping it a secret from Kyle, but they're also temporary reality show people where they'll do whatever the producers ask them to do. It's like, okay, you don't want us to tell Kyle? Okay.
But Kyle has also not bred any sense of loyalty with these people. Like, they all are nice to him and they're kind with him, but he's shown himself to be like a nasty person. And so everyone's like, well, if, you know, everyone saw that fight. Everyone saw how mean he was to Natalya over a stupid fight, and they're all like, well, he'll just have to deal with it.
So he's sobbing at the bar, and Toomey's like sobbing, and she's like, what's going on? And he's like, she's gonna be at the club. My anxiety just went sky high.
It's like pouring through my eyes right now. And Toomey's like,
it's my anxiety. That's all it is. It's anxiety pouring out of my eyes.
Woe is me. I don't even have Frank to console me right now.
Oh my God, he is the worst. And she's like, why are you allowing one person to bring all this anxiety? That's crazy. And he's like, she's powerful, girl. She's powerful.
Toomey's like, she will never be on our level. And Kyle goes, I mean, you saw me come from heavy emotion to fixing me, to me being me again. And now, on the final day, you got to pitch up and just remind me, oh, hi, the devil's still here, baby. Oh.
And she's like, the devil's always going to be there. That's why we work around the devil. And she starts twerking. I was like, well, you know, she's like, you'll be fine, whatever.
She's like, so specifically the devil, here's your vacuum.
So then they go to the club, and it's actually a club with a crowd in it, which is rare for this show. Yeah.
It was an enormous club.
It was so like 18 or over night. I don't know what the laws are like over there, but wow, Jess,
kids,
you might want to. You might want to check the local laws because you're about to bang a child up against the wall. So.
Yeah, and she's like chugging from an enormous handle of Grey Goose. I'm going to show Luca. And Kyle's like, you know, I didn't want to tell Jess about Luca because it was my intent not to hurt her. So I get that this is not the intent. This is not the intent to tell me about Natalya, but like, shit, I'm just not ready to face her tonight. I just don't know what I'm going to do. He is acting like Natalya savaged him and like traumatized him when he was the one who aggressed her. He literally was so awful to her. And not like she's any princess or angel, but he's really acting like she came with like a knife and stabbed him 5 times in the chest.
Yeah, he was definitely the bad one in that fight. So now She of No Chill is just speed walking down the street. I mean, normally these shots would be like da-da-da-da-da, but like a slow walk in high heels down the cobblestone street while the shot goes from below and up above. Oh, we va,
Goodfellas.
but not her. She's like, oh my God, what if I get there too late and then nobody's there anymore? Will I still be able to jump into his arms like they do on the beach? Running.
She was going to the club, like not even getting to enjoy her like really cool club entrance. Like that's the dream for me, that I walk to a club and like the crowds part because there's a cameraman tracking me the entire time, and I'm like, look at me walking into a club and the cameras are around me. This is my walk. Because literally any experience I have going into a club is the exact polar opposite of that. So she doesn't even get to enjoy it. She
That
just
sounds
like a
like hell
speedwalk.
to me. That just gave me anxiety. Your dream.
walking
I was
in
like, oh, walking through a club and everybody parts to stare at me as I walk through a club. Oh,
Well, because me walking into club is more like this. Excuse me. I should be on the list. No. Okay. Hey, I've been waiting for like 45 minutes. Excuse me. Can I just get in a little bit? Thanks.
yeah. So, me too. So then, or just walk back out because that's how I roll these days.
I
I'm
went
like, either somebody shows me where the volume knob is, or I'm out of here. Okay.
I went to a bar
Which is
this
gonna be-
weekend, and it was packed full of people, and it was awful. I was like,
I went to
ugh.
where?
I went to a bar this weekend, and it was packed, and it was awful. I was like, I don't think I can do this anymore.
Yeah. There is something that happens to us for sure where it's like, man, I don't need this. Domino's delivers till 11. Bye-bye. So now to me it's like, I just don't give a shit. Just get me drunk and get me out of here. So Luke's like, this is going to be bad. But meanwhile, everybody's actually really nice to Natalya. Even Kyle smiles and gives her a hug.
Yeah.
And she's like, I'm so surprised that everyone got up to hug me. That's crazy.
Yeah, and then she's like draped on Luca and everything. So Jess sees her and goes, fuck her and Luca. If they can, why can't I? And she basically turns. There is like a literal child that is there, and she just starts making out with him.
I know. I'm like, is that the child with the red balloon? Stop making out with children. It's like the most obvious child, you know? And
know.
she's like, hi, I'm Jessica with a K. I'm from Hawaii. Want to make out? Just starts making out with this kid against the wall. Oh,
This is
my
not
God.
unlike MTV Spring Break in the 90s. Like, my name's Jessica, it's with a K, and I'm from Hawaii. And then she's like in a three-way kiss on stage with like
Yeah.
Snoop Dogg watching overhead. So Luca's like, oh, she's trying to make me jealous. We're done. So then he and Natalya start to make out as revenge for Jess and the boy making out, which is funny because Jess has just made happen what she didn't want to happen. She has now helped this speed along. So now they're all making out in some sort of weird revenge plot, twist, ploy, whatever you want to call it.
So Max is grossed out. He's like, Lucas, with great power come great responsibility. And he does this right in front of Jess. I just lose my respect for him. And Luca is like, wow. And Nat says, yeah, I should go to Jess and be like, thank you for your service.
And then Jess now sits on Lara's lap, and she's like trying to be seductive with Lara. And she's like, we're playing games, and I'm the queen of games. Lara goes, no, you're not.
No. She's like, no, you're not, honey.
No.
So she's like, well, this girl's trying to care. Obviously, she cares, you know. And then Luca's like, yeah, you should have told her, I'll keep you. Thanks for keeping my place warm. This is all I wanted the whole time. So they keep making out. And Jess is like, oh my God, I hate her. Which again, it's like hate her instead of him, you know.
Right.
Makes a lot of sense.
Which, by the way, and if we're going to play this game of like, I hate her, why don't we play the game of let's like rewind the season? As long as we're going to be petty like this and potentially regressive. Like, Luca was with Natalya first, Jess. So you kind of also don't have that too, if you want to play that game.
Oh,
Because
that's
you were,
true, I guess.
Jess, you were what Natalya is to you now to begin with. So don't act like you don't remember.
Well, did they
that.
start that? Well, yeah, I guess so, because he was trying to make her jealous because she's in the open relationship with a friend. That's
Yeah.
when he dumped, like, kind of started shitting on her and making out with Jess. So that's true. Yeah, I forgot about that.
But then we get a shot of Lily being like, I'm going to run to the ocean. And so she like tries to run to the ocean, but she's wasted. And she just like falls on her side. And it looked I was like, how is she not bleeding? Because it's like this rocky ass beach, and she just wipes out on her side. I was like, oh.
So then Kyle is just like squinting at Natalya, like a smile squint, and she comes up and he goes, "What do you want to say?" She goes, "Actually, it's fucked me. This fucked me real bad. I've not been sleeping. I've been up till 4 a.m. every morning. And I understand if you have something to say about the whole, like, you know, like me saying something about Max being part of LGBT or whatever, if you want to say that." And then we see that clip, which is a disaster.
Yeah.
And or just reminded again of what a fucking monster Kyle is.
And he goes, "No, I realized you were trying to diffuse the situation, but I think I took a lot of my anger out on you, and what I did was wrong. And Natalya, we went through a lot, and all I can say from the bottom of my heart is that I'm genuinely sorry. And whenever you're ready, I genuinely hope we can still be friends." Which sounds really nice, and they hug, but then he tells us, "Oh, by the way, this is my final apology. That's it." And it's like... he's like, "I'm just seeking closure, whether she felt it or not. This is the end for me." And I said, "Listen, sense of relief." I'm like, "You are so fake. You tell someone, I genuinely want to be your friend. I took out my anger. It wasn't right. Let's be friends." But then you tell us, "No, I don't want to be friends with that bitch." Like, you're just so fake.
Yeah. So then Natalie and Luca are dancing, and Jess just stumbles up to them, and she's like, "Don't look at him, bitch. Like, he's my boyfriend."
The game's working really well for you, Jess. And she's like, "Well, okay, well, you two can sort that out."
The game.
"You two can sort that out because I'm not getting involved in that shit." So Natalie kind of like backs out.
But then he's still hugging her, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm so glad I stole you." So now the vans come, and Max and Lily are making out. So then Luca is talking to, basically, we see a lot of people making out. And Luca's saying he didn't expect this from Natalya, but he liked it. So then in the van, Natalya leaves. So then in the van, Haley is talking to Luca, and she's like, "You just like deep-throated her, and like I get that you're a free man, but you need to be honest with Jess."
And Jess is like, "I don't give a fuck." I think Jess is there too. I think Luca and Jess are next to each other, like cuddling in the van. Then meanwhile, Max has this like random righteous thing that he's doing, but then it turns out it's not. In my mind, it's actually not righteous. It's just him trying to get like a hall pass. So he tells Lily, he goes, "Can I kiss Jessica just to make Luca mad?" She's like, "What you asking me that for?" And the Jack is like, "What's going on this boat? I mean, here I am, Harry Potter. I thought I was the one doing all the crazy stuff, but look at everyone around me. It's wild."
And Lily's like, "I don't care, but like I kinda care." And he's like flexing his arms, like, "I'm going to do it. I make her feel good." So then we get back to the boat, and he's calling for Jess, and Lily is stumbling around shit-faced too, like a cigarette. She's got like a cigarette hanging out. And then she just crouches on the ground. She's saying, "Can I get my shoe on? Where's my shoe?"
And Max goes up to Jessica and he's like, "Yeah, Jessica, are people being rude to you? I'm really mad with the situation because it's like no respect. Like people not giving you any respect. They're just treating you like a piece of shit." And he's talking all the stuff about like how Jessica's not getting any respect while Lily's like on the sidewalk, like just like flopping around, trying to tie her shoe, just being forgotten about. Like the person who actually needs help right now while he's talking about respect.
So then he makes out with her, and it is the grossest fucking kiss.
Yeah.
I mean, wow. It's like mouths wide open and just like tongues fully down each other's throat. Like making the sucking sound of like...
And Lily's like, "What the fuck?" And just like, "Oh, sorry, Lil. He's a good kisser, just saying."
So she walks off, and Lily's like, "What the fuck? What was that?" And he goes, "It was revenge. Remember I asked you?" She's like, "That was gross."
Lily's like too drunk to actually be mad about this right now, which is actually a rarity on reality TV. Usually the drunker you are, the angrier you are about smaller things. But here's something, and she's like, "Oh, I don't really care." So now they're back on the boat, and after all this bullshit, now Luca's like, "Hey, Jess, come here. Why don't you change to some cozy clothes?" So after all this, he's like, "Let's bang." Of course, we shouldn't be surprised, but it just
he's
so
grabbing
gross.
his wiener, and she's like, "I hate being second place," and yet you're still going to do it. So can we just stop? Like, So he's like, you know what? You can do whatever you want. And she goes, okay, Mr. Natalya comes by to see you. So he's like, you were making out with boys at the club. I saw you. So then what are you mad about? So now they're kind of, flirting. And Jack's stumbling around eating wasted. And then Laura... So this girl, Jess, comes out of the room wasted and passes by Laura. So Laura's like, oh my God, I love this dude, but I'm sorry. I can't let a woman go down like this. So she goes in and tries to talk sense to Jess right in front of Luca, but Jess is like, no.
Right. I thought this was going to be like this heroic moment where Laura is going to be like, you know what? No, stand up for yourself. You don't get to get any ass tonight, Luca. And instead, it's just Laura going, how old are you? She goes, Luca, are we still going to Cannes? I'm 26. She goes, you're fucking 26-year-old and you would still do this? You have no respect for yourself because you would go back to fucking. Are you okay? You need a mental fucking check. I was like, okay. You can scold her too instead.
Yeah, she's like, whatever. She says, yeah, you have no respect for yourself because you just go back to fucking him. She goes, okay. Okay. So then Kyle, she leaves all mad, and Kyle's like, come big. And so he's like, so you're aware that, Jess, that he has multiple women that he's speaking to, so don't act brand new, all right? And you still want to be with Luca? That's your business. You live the best life, all right? Live your best life, you fucking idiot, all right? She's like, I'm not looking for a relationship. I just want him to, like, call me every day when this is done. Is that so much to ask? Gamer.
Yeah, consider yourself gamed. So they go off and they just bang. They bang, and then Max and Lily also go and bang in a guest room and everything, and Haley's sleeping on the sofa. And basically it's just like lots of drunk, horny people. And now it's the next morning, and now Lily is realizing that her foot is totally fucked up. She doesn't even remember why. She's like, I just got this unidentified drinking injury. I don't even know where it came from. And then we see the footage again of her falling over on that really, really rocky beach.
And Captain's like, wow, I thought I wasn't going to get to call the hospital again, but wow, score, okay? Get off the boat.
One last
God,
one.
that felt good. It's addictive to say that, okay? Gonna have to get you off the boat.
Okay, this is your goodbye. You get to limp off the boat. Okay. I really wanted to know if her leg was broken. I don't know why, but I really wanted to know if it was a sprain or if it was broken.
Yeah, I didn't care. So Luca's like, oh, wow. Look, now, last night I had to deal with BDL. That's bad decision, Luca. Okay, guys, that's enough of the, what do you call it when you just have letters standing for things?
Acronyms.
That's enough acronyms. We just got one from Lily on her way out, okay? So Max, it's basically all their goodbyes, right? So everybody's saying goodbye to the captain one by one. And then Jessica her bags are being carried by Luca. And she's like, with Luca, I learned a really important lesson. I just need like a lot of time to get over these things. I just hope I never have to live another fuckboy era. Hope he calls me tomorrow. God, I'm winning. I love winning.
Congrats, Jess. Your fuckboy era is also known as the rest of your life. This is just you're gonna be in fuckboy relationships. You're gonna marry a fuckboy. You're gonna have a miserable marriage. I'm sorry to tell you this, but this is just how it's gonna be for you.
Yeah,
it just is.
Well, yeah. Unfortunately, if you continue this road of just being like whatever, I'm just a follower, you will continue to get pushed around.
Yeah,
please fix yourself. Okay,
she's gonna
hopefully you watch this whole thing and you're like, I'm better than this. You know.
Yeah. She's gonna have a husband that cheats on her left and right, and she'll stay with him, and that's fine. They'll just live their life. So, and now Kyle's like, all right, bitches, I'm out of here. I got to get away from this anxiety boat. So, of course, he goes up to Sandy, because he's such a brown noser to people who are in power. And he's like crying. He's like, these are actually happy tears. Only happy tears. I call them frank tears. Because I went through a very dark space this season. Because of Natalya. And from the bottom of my heart, I can't thank you enough for giving me an extra chance and opportunity to get over the pain that Natalya caused me. Thank you.
It's like, you're not just a captain. You're a lady in a motorcycle jacket that's silver that nobody really understands. I respect you, Captain. And she's like, oh, gosh, you're a good person. Don't ever think that you're not, okay? Oh, little do you know. Watch the season.
I know. And then he tells us, if Captain Sandy had not given me a second chance, I have no idea where I would be going. Maybe I'd be serving drinks on some booze cruise with all women. Disgusting! Oh, well, this was what she did was like the catapult I needed to do some internal seeking, which I never actually did. And I've learned to control my emotions, which I'm actually not doing at all. And now, if I want to be a chief stew one day, I'm able to navigate through all of this, and I'm so immensely thankful for this.
So then Luca's story is like, wow, she gave me so many chances. Now I can be a captain. Like, you are going to be sued within a week of being a captain for sexual harassment. I guarantee you cannot get away with this shit in a position of real power, sir.
But you know what I see? Leader. So then Toomey goes up to say thanks to Sandy, and she goes, the Toominator. I still don't understand that pun. Why do people call you that? Who cares? Hey, where's your tutu? Aren't you going to wear that off the boat in public now that you're off the clock? No? Oh, okay, that's fine.
The Toominator, huh? Let's try that one on for the next season, because you will definitely be back. And so Toomey's like, I've learned how to handle curveballs. That's what I've learned this season. Well, it's not baseball. So unfortunately, it's not going to be helpful. I like Toomey, though. Do you think they'll give her another chance? I think she'll be back.
Yeah, I think so. I think she had a rough start. I think she really had some leadership issues in the beginning, but she kind of figured it out. And I think she'll be back. I loved Toomey's first go around on Below Deck Down Under, and she, I was nervous for her, but I think in the end she worked it out. What about you?
Yeah, I think so. I think watching yourself on TV is the best training too. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like seeing all your mistakes, and I think if she just doesn't shit talk her employees with the other employees, she'll be okay. Because a lot of that stuff I think could have been avoided. But overall, I think she did a pretty good job.
She did. And I don't know if we mentioned this, but I saw on Instagram recently that Faye, our favorite Faye, she recently had a baby, which in my mind means that she's definitely not going to be back on Below Deck because she has a baby.
I don't think they're doing that one anymore. Because
no, but just
Captain
in general,
Carey moved to the regular Below Deck, right?
I was just holding out hope that maybe they'd put Faye on a different Below Deck. I just don't think that's happening, which really breaks my heart.
Oh, Faye Clark. We love you, Faye.
Do something
Come back
with Faye.
to the Five and Dime, Faye Clark, Faye
Put
Clark.
her somewhere.
Well, that brings us to the end of this season, everybody. Super fun. Go get your tickets for the Crappies over at watchwhatcrappens.com. That's February 17th. And we will talk to you. Oh, and vote for the Crappies also on our Instagram, Watch What Crappens. And we will talk to you next time, eh?
Hey, bye everyone. Watch What Crappens would like to thank its premium sponsors. Ain't no thing like Allison King.
Ashley Savoni, she don't take no baloney.
Strolling the park with Caitlin Clark.
She's not just a Sheila, she's a Daniela. Itchels. Aaron McNicholas, she don't miss no trickolas. She's never scary, it's the Green Fairy. Jamie, she has no last namey.
Hava Nagila Weber. Know Your Worth with Jason Kurth.
She's the wind beneath our Jennifer Wing.
Sip some scotch with Jessica Trotch.
She's always supplying, it's Kelly Ryan.
Kristen the Piston Anderson. Let's give a kisserino to Lisa Lino. Megan Berg. You can't have a burger without the Berg.
The Bay Area Betches.
And our super premium sponsors.
Somebody get us 10 cc's of Betsy MD.
We're taking the gold with Brenda Silva.
Let's get real with Caitlin O'Neill.
Don't get salty with Christine Pepper. Can't have a meal without the Emily Sides.
Nobody holds a candle to Jamie Kendall.
She's not harsh, she's Jill Hirsch.
She's a little bit loony. Junie. My favorite Murdo, Karen McMurdo. We love him madly, it's Kyle Pod Shadley.
Let's go on a bender with Lauren Fender. We want to hang with Liz Lang. The incredible edible Matthews sisters.
Give him hell, Miss Noel.
She's the queen bee, it's Sarah Lemke.
Shannon, out of a cannon, Anthony. Let's take off with Tamla Plain. She's quite the catch, it's Victoria Cotchett.
She ain't no shrinking Violet Kuchar. We love you guys.
Hey Prime members, you can listen to Watch What Crappens ad-free on Amazon Music. Download the Amazon Music app today. Or you can listen ad-free with Wondery Plus in Apple Podcasts. Before you go, tell us about yourself by completing a short survey at Wondery.com/survey.